the 4 sites that I have reviewed since I've had my channel that are name sites are all good sites. They are behind the name, catonmat.net, and Fake Name Generator. All these sites have their ups and downs. They have high points and low points. Behind the name they have a lot of flexibility. They offer a lot of flexibility, but there's so many pop-ups. It is ridiculous. catonmat.net, that lets you choose the letters you want to pick to start or end a name. However, good luck finding a perfect match, because if you don't find a match, it may turn up nothing. The best site to do this, by far and away, is Fake Name Generator. And they have a sister site that I'm on right now, the Sims Family Generator. This is an absolutely neat site. I have critiqued this one before, but I just want to show how awesome this is compared to other sites that offer name sites. It is just so neat. I'm gonna just for the heck of it, I'm gonna blow this up a little bit. Here we go. Now you see I have an American name, and I can, like, if I want to change the name, if I don't like any of those, I can just re-roll, and I keep on re-rolling it. I kind of like that. So let me do that. Let me this name here. Now I can, if I go again, I can even add another one. See, it changed it kept the name stayed the same there, and it added one. Now let me see. Now here we go. Now if I don't like that name, I can, if I want to focus on changing the first name, or forename as they sometimes call it, I can re-roll. Let me get a couple more. I'm gonna do a family of 6. And then if you want to make sure that you have a husband and wife, you can make sure that those first 2 are male female. Otherwise, you may get all female or all male. See, that's how that works there. It is so neat. See, I'm guaranteed to have a male and female of those 2 tops, because I changed that way. It's actually, I actually redid. I changed it. I manipulated it that way. I'm gonna do a French one. See, and it changes all this. I'm gonna do Australian. Hey, I like that name. So I'm gonna change. I'm gonna freeze that. Then I'll go back to American. See, now I, even though I changed to the American first name, the name I got from the Australian file stays the same there because I froze that. That's what's so cool about this site. It is so neat. It is a way. It gives you so much flexibility. You can get as many as 10. And there's 37 different languages. Some of them are harder to read. But let's try Hispanic here. See, and that first name that I wrote, that first name that'll stay, or that last name that stays the same until I unfreeze it. Any box that is checked will not change. If it's that family name, that last name will stay the same until you uncheck the box. If it's any of those the family members' names, it will that will be that actually will not or that particular name in the family will not change until you uncheck that box. So that and this site is just so neat. I love it. I really do. So if you're looking for a good family site to do, a good way to find first and last names, this is the one to go to. It's fake name generator, the Sims family generator. And now this is a direct link. In fact, I actually made this as a as an as an app on my taskbar, but it's easy to get to. All you do is you just go to fakenamegenerator.com, and that site, by the way, is not just on my is not just available at. I mean, you can get a review not just on my YouTube page, but there, but also on my YouTube page. There's, in other words, I've reviewed this on my YouTube page, and there is a review on my YouTube, or there is a link on my YouTube page, fakenamegenerator.com. It's a standalone there. It's in the lower right-hand corner of the banner. Fakenamegenerator.com, all one word. It is just so neat. I joined the premium version because it's worth it. It is just so neat. I love it. So if you're looking for that, try it. Try that today, and you will find a lot of you'll have so much flexibility you won't even know what to do with it. Before I close here, I'm gonna show you one more, and this is why I got a kick out of here. It's the Scottish ones. I mean, it is just so amazing. Anyway, but try that one today. FakeNameGenerator.com. Thanks for watching this. I will see you guys later. The internet is a great place to find names, both first and last, for whatever you might be working on. There are several sites that have these types of names, and you can get a few or you can get a bunch. That you can, hey, with a site that I covered a while back, and I'll leave a link to that in the second half, you can get up to 100,000. Now, for that, you need a subscription, but 50,000 is nothing to sneeze at that you can get for absolutely free. Anyway, this site here is a really good one. It offers a really broad amount of names, 86 pages worth. It's called Behind the Name. And one thing I must tell you about this, one disclaimer, it offers a lot of pop-ups. Anyway, so you can do it like this. You can, like, there's all these names here you can look at. Or if you want more filters, you can go like this. Gender is or is not. That is any of our exam doesn't really apply to that little of a sample. Masculine, feminine, or unisex. Usage, language, or place. The only one I really understand of these is language. So, is or is not, is any of our is, and here's the list. And if you use your keyboard, your on-screen keyboard, you can actually use you can actually type, you can actually hold down the control key on the on-screen keyboard and then click the ones that you want. The rest of that I really don't understand, so we'll go to the next one. It's letters, and this one's really neat. Oh, sorry. Initial, that's the first letter of the name, obviously. Is, and then you can pick a letter out of there. Or is not, you can go is not out of there. Starts with, you can, like, let's say you wanted to start with SH, you can go SH, and then the name will start with SH. It gets all, it narrows down. And ending, the one ends, let's do AN, for example. And it would take all the names that end in AN. Substring, this is a group of letters that can appear anywhere. Like, let's say I want LAN. I got it right there, and it'll give you all those. And this last one is really, really neat. It's a pattern. Now, an asterisk can be 0 or 1, or in any amount of letters, even 0. Like, the example that it gives, and I'll put this up, it's a wild card that matches 0 or more letters. For example, asterisk 0, asterisk asterisk means that it would appear, those two letters appear anywhere. And then, but an underscore is one letter, so that you saw that last one, that underscores and then Z, that means that there has to be a letter there before the Z. So let's try, so let's say you wanted underscore an, that means that an will be the second and third letter of the word, and the first one's a wild card. Meaning and keywords. Just type in the meaning you want there and the words in the meaning, and you can go from there. Origin. Same list of origin that you want there. Link. This is really neat too. I'm just scrolling down here, and that length is or is not, or is less than or is more than. Like if you want a word that is like, and there's all these all the way up through 16. Like if you want something that's 6 letters, you do that. If you want something that exceeds 6, you go more than. Or if you want one that's like let's say you wanted less than 8, you go like that. Or if you want something that is not, it would exclude any. Let's say you had 9, it would exclude all 9. And again, that if you use your on-screen keyboard, is any of, you hold down your control key, and then type and then click on the ones you want, and then you can choose from those. Syllables. Pronunciation is, I don't really get that, so we won't get into that. But syllables, here's that. If you want one that's like 2 syllables, syllables can only be counted as names that have been assigned pronunciations. Names without pronunciations, I don't know where they got that, are excluded from results. Anyway, and you can get from any language. That's how that works there. Popularity. I don't get the expression there, so we'll jump down to popularity. Let me pull this down here. Here we go. The list is, and that not set means that it's, well, not set, just like it says. Russian top 100, Brazilian top 1,000. You can look at all these lists any year, and then it goes all those down there from 2022 all the way down. Rank is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it goes all the way down. It goes down beyond 19, but you have to go down from there. And for the personal name list, you'd have to have a behind the name account. I must say, you got to do that in order for that to mean anything. Options. You would sort, and you can sort by length, by alphabetical, or random, however you want to do that. Display. If you want it compact, very compact. Tethering, and I just found this out. Like, if you want it, like that's if you want to do like a 2-syllable English name, for example, that would be a tethered example. But if you want untethered, you can be, or untethered, like the example he gives is French in 3 syllables. That would mean searching French in 3 syllables means it would 3 syllables in French, but not necessarily 3 when used that way. That's what that means. And that's how that goes there. And that site. It's really kind of neat. That's your first names. You can go, and then that's how you can narrow this list down from 86 pages to however many you need, etc. And there's also a last name site, or surname if you want to call it that, if you want, and as opposed to first names or forenames if you want to call them that. And I'll get to that and I'll get to that next. In addition to the first names that you can pick from on this site, there's also last names. You see that there's 25 pages of this, and that's mostly because the last name is a last name. It's not like first name. It's not like male, female, or either. That's the family name. And what I would use these for, by the way, it is a site, is that fake name generator site. And if you want a link to that site, click the card in the upper right hand corner. And I use that in another site in that one. But this one, again, it's really, really neat. It's the same principle as that, and here are your filters here. Again, usage of language. Is or is not any of these languages. Language is any of those. Letters, the initial is any of those or is not any of those, depending on what you want. The start letter, you can go like RE, that'll give you all the last names that start with RE, and narrow it down to that if you want it that way. Or you can do the last names that end in RE. And here's the sequences that appear anywhere. Like you can take like TER, like it can start with TER, it can end in TER, TR can be in the middle of the last name. It makes no difference. It'll be in there somewhere if you narrow it down to that. But that was just an example I said. And again, that the asterisk and underscores, an asterisk, remember, will do 0 or 1, or excuse me, 0 or more letters, and an underscore is 1 or more, meaning that if you use an underscore, a letter has to be there, but not necessarily if you use an asterisk. Like let's do asterisk AS asterisk. That means that a four letter sequence, it won't necessarily be 4 letters, but It'll be any letter followed by the letters AS followed by another letter. And it can be anywhere in the word. It makes no difference. Anywhere. Source. And that's basically like, is it a given name? Is it an occupation? Is it a location? Like for example, like Molly French, that would be a location. Like a given name, like Jones. Occupation, like Carpenter. Nickname, like Martin Short. Or anything else. Meaning in keywords, that's self-explanatory. Like, what does the name mean? Like, does it mean like beloved, like beloved, or does it mean like tiny or small or whatever that is? Anyway, and here's origin, like where does it come from? All these, and you can get all these here. I'd be here all night for it. And you can also do in all these, just like in the other sites, is or is not. Like, do you want it excluded, included, or do you want it part of a list? If you want it part of a list, obviously you use the is any of or is not any of if you want to exclude from the list. But in that case, you would need to either hold down your control key or use your on-screen keyboard and click that control button. That's what I do because sometimes you want a letter on the other side of the keyboard. That it'll be that, or is all of. That means it would have to apply to all the letters, all the ones you supply, in order for that to work. Length is, and you can pick that is less than, is more than. Like if you want is not, that is not would mean you would exclude the names that are that length. Is less than, that means that it would be like if you do is less than 10, like any name 9 letters or more, or it's going to be 9 letters or fewer. But if it's 10 letters, it would be, or actually I think it would have the 10, but if it's 11 and up are excluded from that list. Is more than, that's if you want like 3 or more, like you go 3 and then like anything, like you exclude all the 2-letter words. I think it's kind of a bad example, but you get the idea there. That is any of that. There's where your control key would come in handy again, where you would have to hold down all the options you want, and it goes from there. And again, there's more than 5 there. That's just the length of the window. And is not any of that excludes that same list. Sound and syllables, like all the syllables, like what pronunciation, what does the name sound like? And again, you use there's another. Here's an example of that. Use the pronunciation key for any to write the sounds. Sounds can only be searched in the assigned pronunciations. So if you type in lee, that's what it gave it. It would mean ones that sound like Lee. And again, that underscore is exactly one letter, and the asterisk is 0 or 1, and it's the same thing. Oh, here's a great example, like parentheses S RA outside. That means it would end in ra, but it would have 2 syllables in it. That's a really good. I like that. And here's something that I probably should have covered before, but it's the same principle as in the first names too. I just didn't realize this. That C, that's a consonant. But you have to put the open parentheses, the C, then close the parentheses. That's what that means. And for the same reason, if you want a consonant cluster, use the K in there. If you use a V, that's a vowel. And a P would be a stop consonant. That's probably like a T, like goat, or like Chris. Like the S in Chris would be the stop consonant. It's a consonant, but it ends the word. F is a fricative consonant. That's a hard sound, like a ka or ta. Hard sounds that you would have to pronounce that go to pronunciation key. So that is how that works. Probably should have done that before, but again, it's the same principle as before. So I'll close that help there. That because we're done with that. Popularity list, and you can choose from any of those lists, just like I did in the forename site. Forename is the same as first names. The year, you can pick any year from the past there, and the rank, any rank 1 to whatever you want. Namesake, like you can pick any of these. Like this is kind of self-explanatory, but I will go through this. Like if you want it biblical, do you want prime ministers, or where do you want it coming from? Like a fictional characters. Again, this is something I probably could have, or notable business people. Like, do I want it to sound like Albert Einstein or whatever, or like Benjamin Franklin or whatever? Yes, he's known as a president, um, anyway, in any of those characters, personal name list. Again, you have to have a behind the name account for that to even work. And rhyme, for this you have to do a name. You have to type in a name and what you want to rhyme with, and then your language. You click on any of those, and you have and then that's what you do there. And then same thing with this target, is or is not, and if you click this button here, it would mandate an exact match for that to work. User assigned category. For this, I think you need you need an account for that to even work. So I won't even get into that. and here's your sort. Like, do you want to sort by alphabetical length or randomly? How do you want it sorted? Display same as before, same as what I did in the other one. And again, that tethering, I went over that in the first half of that, and that's how that worked. That's the same thing there. And before I close, let me mention this: that I will be on. Previously, I've been only on shooting on Thursdays. I'm gonna start shooting more often than that. So I'll see you guys later. And have a good day, everyone. And thank you for watching too. Thank you for watching and have a good day. And be sure to like and subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. And also I do have outros. If you want some more of my content, it's in those it's in the boxes on either side. Good evening and welcome to my channel. And before I get started, I want to thank everyone for subscribing to my channel. I noticed that there's an uptick on my channel in terms of subscribers, and I'm very happy with that. I achieved the short-term goal that I wanted. I'm not done yet. I have another goal in mind, because that was a very low goal. That was just a goal that I knew was reachable. I just wanted to see when I could reach it. That time was today, was tonight. I reached that goal of 25. Now the next step is 30, and then there's plenty more after that. But anyway, keep on hitting that red subscribe button, and I'll keep on getting some viewers. I'll be happy with that. And now to my feature presentation. Now, the first 3 videos I posted, 2 of them had to do with names, last names. One actually has a sister side of first names as well. I showed you that too, but last name. And so does the other one. The other one also had first and last names as well, but those were the Sims Family Generator, part of Fake Name Generator, and Surname DB. Or that actually that's the one that I'm going to show you. This one was behind the name. What I'm about to show you is Surname DB. And that's what you go to. You go to surnamedb.com/surnames. This website is so great. I actually made it into an app, just like I did the Sims Family Generator, just like I did behind the name, as many pop-ups as it shows, and then of course this one. And even the first name generator that's tied to that. And there's a ton of names here. And there's even some double-barreled names, as they're called. And here's one of them right in here. It's Clausen Thu. It's right here, I believe. Close to, there it is, right there. Clausen Thu. Now, not that name is special. It's just the example. It's just the last one that I found that fits that description. And anyway, these are really good site. This is a really good site, a sneaky site to get last names if you're looking for websites. And by the way, all three of those names, even the one that this one, which I accidentally mentioned as part of, that I already had done, but I'm doing right now. But all three, I'm gonna put up again. Now behind the name and fake name generator, I've already done already. As I mentioned, those are two of the first names that two of the first three that I did. This one I'll also put up with those two in a combined shoot. Those were done way back in February. Anyway, but this is a really sneaky good site, and what you can do is you just click on the name. I'll click on pausing through. And here it is right here. And what you get is you get the opportunity. Now this is something you wouldn't want to do. This just shows you the etymology of the name and how it came. And this thing here, that frame there, that's something that you only want to cash in on if it's special to you. Because that's not why I use this site. I use this site specifically for Sims 4 purposes. And for the same reason, I use that fake name generator site. For the same reason, I use the behind the name site. And why do I have all three? Why do I use all three? Because first thing, that behind the name, it has so many freaking pop-ups. I mean, it's just so annoying. So that's one drawback of that site. The other one is a lead candidate for one. That's if you want to get a household done right away. If you're brain dead. And then this one is last names only. Sadly, there is no first name site for this. I was looking for one, but that's what makes all these sites so good. They're all different. They all have different ways of doing that in terms of what they offer. Like if you want just the last name, go to this one. If you want the first and last, if you want just a spoonful of first names and last names just to fit enough to fit one household, go to fake name generator and click on the Sims 4 button, the Sims button on the bottom. If you want the behind the name, be cautious. Make sure you have your pop-up blocker enabled because you're going to get a lot of pop-ups. But there's a ton of stuff there too. Anyway, but that's just the way these things operate, and it's really nice to have more than one site doing the same thing. So I'm going to put all three of these in one video. One will be the first one will actually, now unlike the first one, there is no order. The last video I did was order of operations, and that one was pertained to like 3 sites that were not related to each other that you should go get, that you should see, but in the order that you should see them, because they dealt with live sports on TV. Then you go to awfulannouncing.com. Then you go to 506sports.com in that order. Here, there is no order. So I'm just going to put those up in the same order that I guess I could put them up in the same order that I put them up in the last one. I could put those two up that I put up in February up ahead of this one, and then put this one up last. But these are 3 really good sites that you should see if you want names for The Sims 4. Again, log on and subscribe to my channel. I'm very pleased to announce that there's an uptick in subscribers. I love that. I think it's part of that's because of the recruiting that I've been doing on GSC's channel, and they have actually followed suit and helped me out. I thank them for that. And GSC members, you know who you are. I thank you for subscribing to that, and I thank anyone who is watching this for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.